So here is how I would do a seller presentation using good comps that I pull from MLS as well as the Moxi Present feature. So here I am in MLS. I've already done my search and put my criteria in for my comps. And I've done this based on I always start with the map and I've outlined an area. And then in this case, I looked for active, any sort of active, as well as closed and pending. And if you wanted to, you could change this up to just have all sold. But I think pulling active and pending helps you know what the competition is. So I left those in there. And then I initially had 20 something results. I narrowed those down based only on the year built and the square footage to have what is closest to the subject property. So the subject property is built in 2000 and I think it was 2100 square feet, right around there. So these feel like very good comps based on their location, their age, and their size. So all I'm going to do is select all of these and do a quick CMA just because I want to have it open in a separate window. And then I'm going to log in to 21 Online, 21online.com. Go ahead and sign in and get into my Moxi. And of course, this is taking a while. So to go to Moxi, you click on the menu at the top right and scroll down here to Productivity Hub. And then scroll. This is an alphabetical list until you get to Moxi. You can click on any of the Moxi tiles. It will take you to your Moxi dashboard. And I actually have Moxi saved as a bookmark here. It still makes you sign in to 21 Online. So now I'm going to go into Present. Just clicking Present at the top from the top taskbar. That page was my Moxi dashboard. And Moxi will default to having a seller template already put together. That's essentially the listing presentation, and you can tweak it however you want to, and then save the tweaked template as whatever you want. So I just clicked on brokerage presentations. It's very interesting here that people have saved other things to brokerage presentations that should not be there. And I don't really want to do the full listing presentation. So we'll just go home and we'll go to my presentations. Let's just create new. So click on the blue create new on the right corner. And here you're given a list of what type of presentation. So in this case, you could do a seller. This is with the traditional CMA, or you could do this property review. They're really not that different. I probably will just do the seller. I like to do the brokerage templates because it's going to be branded to Judge Fight. And there's only one option here. It's 12 pages, seller. You can adjust those pages. So I'm going to say that I'm preparing this for Minnie Mouse. I don't ever change Netras. You want this. I'm in a Fine Homes and Estates office, so I always like to put luxury. But either one of them works. There's not a right answer there. And then create. And it will take it a second to do that. And then it brings you to this screen where you're creating for Minnie Mouse, and you'll just work through these tabs. Now, if you want, you can start on the Pages tab and look at all of these things and remove pages that you don't want. Now, some of these I feel like get pretty redundant. So I'm going to remove the listing location map because my my seller knows where their house is. I like the side-by-side comparisons and the overview. I don't love the status comparisons because the general consumer doesn't need a whole page on the difference between active, option, pending. I do like the averages, price and days on market. I really like because that is an imperative factor in what you list a home at. Price and size, I feel like is less important than days on market, but I'll leave it in there. And then there's the analysis page, a net proceeds page for this sort of presentation where it's a first touch kind of thing. I don't know if they have a mortgage. I don't know a lot, so I'm not going to include that. But I will leave an agent profile page, and this is what that looks like. So now I'm going to go back to the beginning now that I've edited my pages, and I'm going to, you can copy data on your subject property from the MLS, or you can just enter it manually. I am going to copy it from the MLS. So let me go grab that MLS number. Okay, so in this case, I don't have an MLS number, so you could just put in the information manually as much as you want. If it's a first touch meeting, you don't have a whole lot of information. And then when you go to search, you can, Moxi's going to pull some properties automatically based on the subject property information that you put in. But I like to just enter my own, which is why I have pulled them from the MLS ahead of time. And I will just go and copy the MLS number from this quick CMA I pulled and then paste it into this search bar. And there it is. So to add it to my presentation here, you just click on that little plus mark. And now I have one property here. So let's do another one. I will do this one here, and then we'll move along. You get the idea. Search for it. It's right there pending. I'm going to add it. Now I have two listings. So if I go over to the listings page, I can always add more listings. I can change the order of them, and it gives just sort of a summary here. Now, if for some reason you want to go in and make adjustments, you do that by clicking this add or edit adjustments. I've done that maybe twice when I've done these sorts of presentations, and both times it was on properties. The subject property was property I was very familiar with. Otherwise, I don't recommend making adjustments here. So if you hit continue, it will take you to the estimate tab. And it doesn't have data here because I didn't put in the subject property, but it will pull data here based on the averages compared to your subject property. Again, there's our summary, and you can, it will automatically feed this estimated market value based on this number here. I always create a range because I don't want to give a prospective client a hard and fast number that they can blame me for when it doesn't sell. I like to give them a range and let them choose. So I always put in a range there. And then remarks here are really important. So I would put something like, active property is brand new construction and not a realistic comp, something like that. And then continue. And again, it takes me to these pages. Now, when I enter a subject property, the subject property photo will show up here. So at this point, I'm done with this presentation. And if I want to preview it, I just go up here to the right and click view, and I can view it as a PDF, like if I was going to print it out, or the web version. I love to email this presentation, so I will preview it from the web. And I think this is really sharp. So this is exactly what the client experience is. So they'll get this from you. Scroll down. And there would be a picture of the house there with some house stats. They just continue to scroll. It's the property summary. We didn't put subject property information there, so this is blank. And it just scrolls through those pages that we just created. This is that side-by-side comparison page, the home averages page. This is the price versus size, and then price and days on market, active and pending. And then here's where you would have your range and kind of your pricing analysis. And you can see that remark that I added is right there. And then I have my agent page. And it looks exactly the same if you view it in the print version. It just is a portrait and looks like a PDF. So you can also send directly from here. You can send the presentation or send the PDF, email address, subject, whatever sort of message you want, and send it straight from Moxi, and you'll get a copy of it if you check that box as well. And that's it. You can tweak that however you like and however you want it to fit you and feel like you. There's lots of options there, but I hope that helps.